morning mga bata. I am Teacher Jean and this is Teacher Ann and Teacher Ivy. Now, before we start, I have a jumble word here that you need to do an activity first. After you finish, just submit it to me. Now, you are done to our activity. And then, I give you a question, class. What can you say about the temperature of the material when heat is added to it? Okay, very good. The temperature is increases. And another one question is, what can you say about the temperature of materials heat is removed from it? Okay, very good. The temperature is increases. Now, the last question is, what can you say about the difference in temperature of tap water and cold water? Okay, very good. The temperature of the tap water is warm because it comes from groundwater. And now, I guess we can now move on to our next topic for today. But before that, I prepared a video clip that you need to watch. Ito na.
Smile and learn.
Oof, it's so hot. Hey there! I'm making some strawberry popsicles. It's steaming hot today, and I really wanted to have one. But for them to stay solid, I'd have to put them in the freezer like these ones and wait for a while. Really? You don't know what a solid is? It's one of the states of matter. Don't worry, I'll tell you all about them right away. Matter, the substance all things are made of, exists in 3 states: liquid, like this strawberry juice, solid, like this popsicle, and gas, like the water vapor coming out of this pot. Everything we drink is in its liquid state. Matter, in its liquid state, takes on the shape of the container and its volume always stays the same. Particles are separated and can move freely. Can you see how they're moving? They look like they're dancing. The popsicles we eat are solid. Matter in its solid state is characterized by having a fixed shape and volume. Particles are held together in an organized structure. See? Lastly, the gaseous state. The vapor coming out of the pot is a gas. Matter, in its gaseous state, can change its volume and shape, taking up the space of its container. See? Particles are well separated and can move freely. Look, they move like crazy. Did you get the idea? Let's recap a little. Matter exists in 3 states: solid, liquid, and gas. Solid matter has a definite shape and volume. Particles are well organized and held closely together. Liquid matter takes on the shape of its container, occupying always the same space. Besides, particles are separated and can move freely. Gas matter doesn't have a fixed shape or volume. Its particles are well separated and can move freely. That is all about states of matter. Very interesting, isn't it? Well, I'm leaving now. I won't sell any popsicles if I don't. See you around.
That's it. Perfect. They'll be ready in no time. Hey there, I'm making some more popsicles to sell. They taste so good. I'm sure they'll sell really fast. These are ready. See? They've become solid because I put them in the freezer. Have you ever heard of the word solidification? It's one of the changes in states of matter. There are more changes, don't worry. I'll explain all about them. You already know that matter exists in 3 states: solid, liquid, and gas. A change in state happens when we heat or cool matter. If we heat solid matter, it becomes a liquid. We call this process fusion. If we heat liquid matter, it becomes a gas. We call this process vaporization. These two processes can occur the other way around. This happens when we cool matter instead of applying heat. If we cool a gas, it becomes a liquid. This process is called condensation. If we freeze liquid matter, it will become a solid. This process is called solidification. Oh no! The popsicles have melted! I completely forgot about them. Do you remember how we call the change from solid to liquid? Fusion! When a solid becomes a liquid, it's called fusion. When the temperature of a solid rises, the particles that make up matter start detaching from one another and move more freely. See? Liquid turns into gas when heated. Do you remember how we call this process? When a liquid becomes gas, it's called vaporization. When a liquid is heated, the bonds among the particles that make up matter become more loose, so particles move around freely. What if I cover this pot? What do you think might happen? Water vapor cools as it reaches the lid, and its state changes from gaseous to liquid. Do you remember how we call this process? I've just told you, haven't I? The change from gaseous to liquid is called condensation. As a gas cools, the particles that make up matter start coming closer to one another and move around more slowly. This will continue to happen till matter solidifies completely. I think the popsicles I froze up earlier are just about ready. That's right, I put some popsicle molds in the freezer a while ago. The liquid in the molds must have frozen up by now. The change from liquid to solid is called... Come on, you know this! I told you before! It's called solidification. During the solidification process, the particles that make up matter lay very close to one another and move less and less. These are the changes in the states of matter. Let's recap. If we heat solid matter, it becomes a liquid. We call this process fusion. If we heat liquid matter, it becomes a gas. We call this process vaporization. These two processes can occur the other way around. That happens when we cool matter instead of applying heat. If we cool a gas, it becomes a liquid. This process is called condensation. If we freeze liquid matter, it will become a solid. This process is called solidification. Now you know all about the changes in states of matter. I hope you find what you've learned useful in class. I have to go. Look at all those people lining up for popsicles. See you around! Did you like the video? We have so many more! Subscribe by clicking on the seal. And if you want to keep watching more videos, click on the boxes.
Okay, class. Based on the video clip, what do you think is our lesson for today? Do you any idea? Okay. About solid, liquid, and gas? There's any idea? Oh, very good. Yes, our topic or our discussion for today is about how solid, liquid, and gas changes. Okay, class, Ma'am Ivy will be the one who continue our discussion. This is Ma'am Ivy.
So, good morning, students. So, today I'm going to discuss the changing form of matter. So, changing form of matter is within the substance goes from one state of matter, solid, liquid, and gas, to another state of matter. The process is a change of state. Some rather interesting things occurs during this process. So, can you see this picture? So, the solid is a melting point. Then the liquid, and behind this liquid is the gas. The boiling point is dahil sa boiling point naman, kung tumaas naman ang temperature, ay nagiging gas ito. Kumbaga, ito ay tinatawag natin na evaporation. So, continue tayo. So, solid to liquid. There is a special temperature for every substance called the melting point. So, within the solid reach the temperature of its melting point, it can become a liquid. From the water, the temperature needs to be a little over zone degrees Celsius or 0 degrees for you to melt. So this one, can you see the cube ice? If linabas natin to sa sa ref, ay konting oras lang na sa labas ay mamimilk ito. So they call the liquid. So, melting is the transition between solid to liquid. So, I'm going to have an example. So, when the margarine put into the hot pan, what happened to a margarine? So, kung ang dinagay natin ang margarine sa mainit na kawali, ay mag-milk ito dahil sa apoy na dinagay natin doon. So, another is a gelatin powder mix within a hot water. From solid gelatin powder to a liquid. So, dahil ang gelatin ay powder, ay kung linagay natin to sa mainit na tubig, ay magiging liquid ito. Tapos kapag linagay natin sa ref, magiging solid again ito.
Hi, I'm Teacher Ann to continue the discussion of liquid to solid. Suppose more energy or heat extracted from liquid as if the liquid is put in the freezer where the temperature could be 0 degrees Celsius or much below. The liquid particle may be slowed down. They continue getting closer to one another. If the particle lacks some energy, the ice begins freezing. The transition of condition from liquid to solid is freezing. For example, yung tubig linagay mo sa freezer, magiging solid, magiging ice. Yan. Now, we proceed to solid to gas. For certain situations, small particle found for solid state, such a ball of naphthalene, are converted directly into gaseous form. It is only possible if the solid surface particle obtain sample energy to form a gas. Particles in a solid do not move into the liquid state during sublimation because they contain gas. As a solid material sublimate into gas, its particles' freedom of movement increases. In the case of naphthalene balls, the material solid disappears. However, its odor can be smelled in the air. For another example,
So, naphthalene ngayon.
For example, naphthalene. In short, alkampor. Nilalagay ng nanay nyo sa damitan nyo na alkampor. Pag nangamoy yun yung tinatawag na gas. Alkampor is solid.
Today, I am going to continue the topic. So, sublimation, the conversions from the solid to gaseous phase without changing first to the liquid phases. Example, the dry ice. So, the deposition is the process by which molecule go directly from the gas phase into the solid phase. Deposition chemistry occurs when molecules settle out the gas phases into the solid phases. So, example, this picture. So, ngayon, ito ay tubig. So, nakikita natin sa ocean. So, kapag uminit, tumaas ang temperature, ay evaporation. So, ito ay tinatawag na gas. So, ito, through gas, ay makakabuo tayo ng cloud. So, ang cloud naman ay kapag bumigat ito, babagsak ito ay tinatawag natin na solid, yung ulan. Tapos, kapag itong ulan ay solid na, kinuha natin, ay nilagay natin sa fridge, ay magiging itong solid. Ito yung tawag natin deposition. Kumbaga, umiikot lang itong solid, liquid to gas. Umiikot lang ito. So, on this situation, into the water vapor into the gas change into the liquid water. So, they have a glass. Nilagyan natin ng malamig na tubig yung glass. So, habang tumatagal ay nag-moist yung water. So,
Okay.
then sa
A
pag-moist
little
nun
bit
ay
idea
yung ibang
about
tubig
our
ay
topic, changes
nag-iiba
forms of solid and liquid and gas.
sa
Process in which
tapos,
matter
yung iba
changes
naman ay
between liquid and
nag-moist,
solid
eh,
states
tawag
are
natin na
freezing and
liquid water.
melting. Process in matter changes between liquid and gaseous states are evaporation and condensation. Then, the process in which matter changes between solid and gaseous states are sublimation and deposition. For the solid to liquid, some solid melt when the temperature is hot. Our example is the ice and ice cream. Diba kapag bumili tayo ng ice cream sa labas, madali siyang matunaw. Unti-unti siyang natutunaw dahil sa init. So, yun yung tinatawag na melting. Yung solid naging liquid. For the liquid to solid naman is when the temperature is cold, yung water na nilagay, alimbawa yung water nasa tumbler or kaya nasa baso ay nilagay natin sa freezer, doon na yung particles niya ay nagiging compressed at nagkakaroon na ng solid or nagiging ice. For liquid to gas, yung example nito is the hot coffee. Kapag tayo nagtimpla ng kape, nakikita natin dun yung usok na lumalabas galing sa pagtitimpla natin. Yun yung tinatawag na evaporation. Ngayon, tapos ng ating talakayan, gusto kong malaman kung meron talaga kayong natutunan sa ating discussion ngayon. May mga ibibigay akong tanong at sasagutan nyo kung ano ba ang tamang sagot. Ito ay multiple choice lang para mas madali. Okay? Number 1. When does the sublimation occur? When A. Solid transform into the gas. B. Solid transforms into the liquid. C. Liquid transform into the gas. Or D. None of the above.
A po, teacher. Solid transform into gas.
Very good. Now, second question. It is change of state of It is change of state from solid to liquid. A. Evaporation. B. Melting. C. Boiling. And D. Freezing.
Melting po.
Alright, very good. Next, it is a change of state from liquid to a gas. A. Melting. B. Evaporation. C. Boiling. D. Freezing.
Evaporation po.
Alright, very good. The change of state from liquid to solid is A. Boiling. B. Freezing. C. Evaporation. And D. Or melting.
B.
Freezing. Oh, alright, very good. The LPG is kind of A. Solid. B. Liquid. Or C. Gas. Or D. None of the above.
Gas po. C. Gas.
Very good. Alam ko naman, nakukuha nyo naman, alam kong nag-gets nyo na yung ating discussion ngayon. At nakita ko naman sa inyong mga... Ngayon, bibigyan ko kayo ng assignment. Ang assignment natin ngayon is... magbibigay kayo ng 5 example of solid, liquid, and gas na nakikita nyo sa bahay nyo. Understood? Nakuha na ba, mga bata?
Apo.
Okay, very good. See you on next meeting. Bye!